I did a thing. I cut my hair, but I also painted the walls of my hallway. Now, if you've seen my videos before, you probably noticed that this wall used to be pink, but it's now white, and I am so happy I decided to paint them. Which means now my fall decor will look better here. So I'm gonna put that table that you see right over there back into this spot, and we are gonna decorate it for fall. But first, time to hydrate.
There's not much to do when all I can is thinking about you, not doing well.
Hello there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rosa, and we like to do everything homemaking and home decorating. In today's video, I am decorating my entryway for fall. And then right after decorating, I will be showing you this amazing brownie recipe that I've been making for years, and it's just perfection. So stay tuned for that. So I'm starting off by adding this tea towel that is fall themed. I love the colors of this tea towel. It just really says autumn to me. So I wanted to keep that at the base just to give it that warm color. And I'm adding this frame that I have that have some pictures of me in Louise because it's a very neutral color, and I think it doesn't take away the autumn feel. And then right after, I kind of just added a whole bunch of raffia to the table to fill in the empty spaces. Added in my DIY pumpkin sign. I'm also adding in my DIY cork pumpkins. I will add the link of the video for those DIYs in the description below if you want to know how to make them yourself. And right by the sign, I'm adding these orange flowers just to give it that pop of orange. Then right in front of the picture frame, I'm adding this little palette and adding one of the pumpkins on top. Although I then decide that it's too empty for my liking, and I grab this brown net material that I got in, it was like some packaging from these wood slices that I bought for Christmas. And I usually keep stuff like that just for this purpose, and I think it gives it just a little bit more of a full look, so I added it there. And then I fill in with a whole bunch of corks, pine cones, and these two pumpkins that I also made myself with some clay. If you don't know, I live in San Miguel, and San Miguel in the Azores. Azores are a bunch of islands, 9 islands in the middle of the Atlantic that are part of the Portuguese territory. And we don't have any autumn decorations whatsoever being sold on the island, but that's mostly because people here do not celebrate the season. So to finish off this look, this decoration, I just turned on the candle, and this feels so good. I am so happy with how this turned out. Very simple, but also very beautiful.
Different colors too. Morning light is showing. She moves the chair to look out at her view. But a shop was built right across the street, and it stands where the sunrise used to be. In the afternoons on the couch to read, goes through old pictures and memories. Our heroes have been forgotten. Our heroes so brave and bold. Our heroes have been forgotten. Our heroes so they got old. Our heroes have been forgotten.
So this recipe calls for 1 cup of melted butter. Then I have here 1 cup of packed brown sugar, 1 1/4 cup of white sugar, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 cup of cacao powder, and it has to be cacao powder. You could use chocolate powder, but it's not going to be as delicious. I've got 4 eggs. I almost broke this one. I almost I dropped it onto the counter. And yeah, so I'm just holding it like that so I can still use it. You're also going to need some vanilla, and you'll need 1 tablespoon of this vanilla. And this is optional, but it does make a difference. I have here 1 small chocolate bar, roughly chopped. You could also add in almonds or hazelnuts, any kind of dried fruit, and any chocolate that you want. In the past, I have also used hazelnut chocolate or almond chocolate. I've also put whole nuts in this before. This part here is optional, and you can add in whatever you would like. I am just adding in chocolate this time, and it's just a normal chocolate bar. It's a Milka chocolate bar. I do recommend using a good quality chocolate because it does make a big difference. This is not a very inexpensive chocolate, but it's still good quality. Yeah, I'm using Milka. I've also used Nestle. That's also really good. But if you use like those cheap chocolates, it's not gonna turn out as delicious. So it's really up to you. You can leave this out, like I said. Alright, so to start off, we are going to beat together our sugars, our butter, and our oil. And we're going to beat that just until it's well combined. Right after, then you can add in your eggs one by one. Since I'm comfortable with the recipe, I skip the one by one step and I practically add them all at the same time. And then you're going to beat this together until the color gets a little bit lighter. But if you cannot tell the difference, you probably will be able to tell the difference. But if not, just beat it for about 3 minutes and then it's good enough for the next step. After beating it for about 3 minutes, you can add in your vanilla. I kind of eyeballed it. You'll see me add it in just about a second. Add in your vanilla, beat it again for another 30 seconds. Right after that, we are going to add in our dry ingredients. So I like to sift the flour and the cacao powder just to take apart any of the big lumps. It also makes the dough lighter. So you don't have to do it, but I really recommend doing it. And then we are going to gently fold in the dry ingredients. So do not mix, just gently fold, take your time, and you just kind of want to fold this in just until it starts to come together. Now the trick to these brownies being very moist is not over mixing. So as you can see here, the ingredients are just coming together. You can still see a little bit of flour that's dry, and when you see that there's only a couple of places that has a little bit of dry flour, you can go ahead and add in your optional ingredient. In this case, it's the chocolate. And you're just going to fold that in a couple of times. Do not over mix. That's very important. And then pour your batter into a prepared pan. I just used parchment paper and a little bit of cooking spray on the sides. And we're going to pour in our batter and then flatten it out with the spatula. And then on top, we are going to be adding in the rest of that chocolate just so it can melt on top. And it's also for presentation purposes. Now I can't tell for sure, but I think I'm using a 10 by 12 pan. If I'm wrong, I will correct myself. Down in the description below you will find the recipe, and I'll also leave the measurements of this pan because if you use a bigger pan than this, your brownies will be too flat. I think this is just the perfect size pan to make these brownies. Now the trick to not overbake the brownies is to keep your shelf on the highest level. Put your pan into the oven and you will bake that for 20 minutes. And while I wait for those brownies to cook, I will be cuddling with my favorite kitty cat, Princesa. Now the trick to tell if it's done is when you take it out of the oven, shake the pan a little bit, and if the center moves, if the center jiggles, it's not done. But if it does not, take it out of the oven, it's ready. Do not overcook these brownies. I am telling you 20 minutes is usually my max. You can leave it in just a little bit longer if it does move in the center though. After 10 minutes, I take it out of the pan. So you take it out of the oven, leave it in the pan for another 10 minutes. Take it out of the pan after 10 minutes, putting on a cookie cooling sheet and let it cool completely. After it's completely cool, you can start cutting your brownies, and these brownies are perfection. I am cutting them so you can see, and I'm trying to show you the center of the brownie. They are so soft on the inside and so crunchy on the outside. It's like brownie perfection. It's so hard to explain. This recipe has always done me good. I actually usually make these brownies to give away. So I really recommend you trying these brownies. I don't think you'll regret it. Just be careful though. You'll eat one brownie and then next thing you know, you've eaten 10. Let me know in the comments below if you do end up trying out these brownies. Also, tell me what your favorite fall dessert is. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for the support. Don't forget to hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the future fall videos that I'm coming out with. Anyways, guys, I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.
Not doing well. Don't know where you are, 'cause you're not here.